Okay, so another one is, so we are discussing about comparison of schedulers. I already explained few points. Last 3 points left. So it is a minimal or almost absent in time sharing system. Which one? Long term scheduler, and it is a part of time sharing system because within the ready queue or within the ready state, n number of processes are there, and it is also a minimal in time sharing system. That is which one? The short term scheduler. And medium term scheduler is, it is a part of time sharing system, and it is also minimal in time sharing system. Another point is, it selects processes from new state and load them to ready state. Load them into ready state. So we know from new state to loads them into ready state. It swap out processes from main memory to secondary memory and later swap. And it select processes from ready state and assign to the CPU. Ready state and assign to the CPU. Another point is, we know already, I already explained, and operates less frequently since processes are not rapidly created, operates more frequently than long-term scheduler but less frequently than short-term scheduler, and operates very frequently to the match the speed of CPU since CPU rapidly switches from one process to another process. So these are the points, because operate less frequently since processes are not rapidly created, because within the secondary memory, so within the secondary memory we brought process new state to load to the ready state. But here within the short-term scheduler operates are very frequently to match the speed of the CPU since CPU rapidly switches from one process to the another process. Okay, let's see when I think solve the numerical problem. So ये इस तरह से क्लियर होगा कैसे वो प्रोसेस एक प्रोसेस से दूसरा प्रोसेस में जा रहे हैं within the CPU, n number of processors there. So these are the difference. So I already explained degree of multi-programming. So degree of multi-programming means, in multi-programming system, I already explained. So I think no need to explain once again. Now I think clear to everyone, degree of multi-programming. So degree of multi-programming is the maximum number of processes that can be present in the ready state. Okay, and long-term scheduler control the degree of multi-programming, and medium-term scheduler reduce the degree of multi-programming. यहाँ से MCQ पूछा ही जाता है. Okay, till now any doubt?
No, sir.
So next we'll discuss CPU scheduling algorithm, but before that some various times related to process, that means some terms is there. So first of all we'll define arrival time, waiting time, response time, burst time, and completion time, and turnaround time. After that we'll discuss CPU scheduling algorithm one by one, but it depend on this term, that means what is arrival time, waiting time, and burst time, and completion time, target time. And within the CPU scheduling algorithm, actually will calculate average waiting time. Suppose n number of processes are there, and n number of processes are execute. Burst time is also given. That means I will explain one by one. After that, I will explain what exactly CPU scheduling algorithm. So first of all, what is arrival time? What is arrival time? So arrival time is the point of time at which a process enters the ready queue. So actually process with first of all uh, process is there in a new state. After that process is brought to the ready state. Now arrival time is the point of time which a process enters ready queue. So when process will enter in the ready queue, so that time is the arrival time. Okay, so you just remember the process state diagram. So within the process state diagram, ready state is there. Okay, so ready state, that means ready queue. So arrival time is the point of time at which a process enters the ready queue. Okay, that means new state to ready state. So ये है आपका arrival time. Then another is the waiting time. So waiting time means now visible. Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So arrival time is clear. Arrival time is the point of time at
Yes,
which
sir.
a process enters to the ready queue. Next, waiting time. So waiting time is the turnaround time minus burst time. So I think before that, what is turnaround time and burst time clear होना पड़ेगा. So waiting time is the amount of time spent by process waiting in the ready queue for getting the CPU. So waiting time is the amount of time spent by a process waiting in the ready queue for getting the CPU. So ये आपका waiting time and we'll calculate the average waiting time. N number of processes are there and burst time is given. Burst time means क्या है? First of all, clear burst time. So burst time is the amount of time required by a process for executing on a CPU. That means this is called also running time or executing time. It is also called execution time. So एक process को execute होने में कितना time लगेगा? So that is the burst time. So burst time is the amount of time required by a process for executing on CPU. So within the CPU, how much time will take to complete the execution. So that's why it is also called execution time or running time. The burst time of a process cannot be known in advance before executing the process. It can be known only after the process has executed. So now I think clear to everyone what is burst time. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next, another one is the completion time. Completion time is the point of time at which process completes its execution on CPU and take exit from the system. So completion time is the point of time at which process complete its execution on CPU and take exit from the system. And it is also called exit time. Another is turnaround time. So turnaround time is the total amount of time spent by process in the system. Within the system में जो total time लगता है उसको बोलते हैं turnaround time. That means when present in the system, a process is either waiting in the ready queue for getting CPU or its execution on CPU. That means turnaround time का जो exact definition ये है ना burst time plus waiting time. Burst time means execution time, total execution time plus waiting time. कितना देर वो wait किए. That is the turnaround time. So another is a turnaround time is a completion time minus arrival time. Okay. So arrival time क्या था? Now arrival time means when enter to the कहाँ पे ना रेडी क्यू में जब
Ready state.
हाँ रेडी स्टेट में, तो वो हो गया अराइवल टाइम। और जब कंप्लीट हो रहा है तो उसका माइनस करने से टर्न अराउंड टाइम होता है। ठीक है, तो ये सारा चीज पहले आपको दिमाग में रखना है, फिर न्यूमेरिकल इजीली वी कैन सॉल्व न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है, अब नेक्स्ट एक एग्जांपल लेंगे और एग्जांपल के बाद जो है हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, वो सारा पॉइंट आएगा। ठीक है, तो एक न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे। तो फर्स्ट, another important point is there, we have consider the process does not require IO operation. Okay, when process is present in the system, it will be either waiting for CPU in the ready state or it will be executing on the CPU. Okay, so first CPU scheduling algorithm, that is called fast come fast come scheduling. Another one is shortest job first algorithm. ठीक है, round robin algorithm. ठीक, so these are the CPU scheduling algorithm. We'll discuss one by one. But first one is a fast come fast serve. Okay, so fast come fast serve means the process which arrive first in ready queue is fastly assigned the CPU. In case of tie, that means same, so with smaller process ID is execute first. That means यहाँ पे it is always non preemptive in nature. Non preemptive nature means, non preemptive means once process will execute, अगर start हो गया execution तो जब तक वो complete नहीं होगा वो वहां से मतलब in between वो छोड़ के दूसरा process execute नहीं होगा. So that's why it is always non preemptive in nature. क्या क्या एडवांटेज है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी डिस्कस व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ फास्ट कम फास्ट सर्व. It is simple and easy to understand, and it can be easily implemented using queue data structure, and it does not lead to starvation. Starvation, one problem is there, starvation. Starvation means suppose one process is execute and indefinite time के लिए वो process चलते रहेगा. That is called starvation problem. So it does not lead to starvation problem. Okay. But disadvantage is it does not consider the priority or burst time of the processes. It suffers from convoy effect. Convoy effect, and is the most important. So what is convoy effect? The consider process with higher burst time arrive before the process with a smaller burst time. Suppose n number of processes are there or two processes are there. So maybe one process is uh, burst time is more. Okay, and higher burst time arrive before the process with smaller burst time. तो एक प्रोसेस है उनका बर्स्ट टाइम कम है और एक प्रोसेस का बर्स्ट टाइम ज्यादा है, और जिसका बर्स्ट टाइम ज्यादा है वो पहले आया है. दैट मीन्स मे बी, so that means the smaller process have to wait for long time or longer process to release the CPU, because fast come fast serve means which process will come first, जो प्रोसेस पहले आया है, which process come first, so that process will execute first. Maybe it will that means is that process burst time is more. For example, suppose यहाँ पे P1 and P2. Okay, so P1 process burst time is maybe now here 4, but maybe 400. Okay, and another process P2's burst time is 3. So now P1 process first come, so that's why P1 process will execute first. ठीक है, so 400, maybe it will take 400 days or 400 minutes or 400 hours. So that means that process will execute first, then this process, that means next process will execute next. So that means ये जो process है P2 process will wait for long time, and that is called convoy effect. So that means the smaller process have to wait for a long time for longer process to release the CPU. Okay, so now concept is clear. Fast come fast serve.
So what
So
is the meaning of primitive?
yes, yes.
What is the meaning of primitive? The third point of First come, first serve.
Preemptive, non-preemptive.
Yes, sir.
Non-preemptive मीन्स ये है कि one process will execute. Suppose one process is executing. So in between वो जब तक कंप्लीट नहीं होगा तब तक वो दूसरा प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा. दैट इज कॉल्ड नॉन प्रिएम्प्टिव. Preemptive means suppose here one process is executing or maybe इसका burst time suppose 40. Yes, and P2 is also there, and maybe this process uh, priority is more. ठीक. So now suppose let's see one example like this. Suppose arrival time is 3. Okay, this process arrival time is 3, and another process arrival time is suppose uh, wait, let's see, we'll take one example, but main concept is non-preemptive means suppose one process will start the execution, so first of all finish the execution, then only another process will execute. That is the non-preemptive. And preemptive means in between. Suppose shortest job first will execute first, next we'll discuss. So that time I'll explain non-preemptive algorithm. That means in between. Suppose one process executed, so it will take 40 milliseconds, but in between 10, suppose the 10 millisecond होने के बाद वो फिर दूसरा प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है P2, another process will, that is called preemptive. Non preemptive means once you will execute the process, that process will complete, that means first of all finish, then another process will execute. That is the main concept. So it is always non preemptive. So first come first process means one process will execute first, then another process will execute. Malay that will take so much time or more time. Lekin once you will execute start the execution, first of all finish, then only another process will execute. That is the concept of non-preemptive. So that's why it is always non-preemptive nature. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now
The
concept
point
is
third of advantage.
point third of
Advantage.
okay, starvation problem na. This point
Yes,
na,
sir.
it does not lead to starvation because ऐसा नहीं है कि ये indefinite टाइम के लिए वेट करवाएंगे. It does not lead to starvation. Starvation means next will another chapter will discuss deadlock problem. So starvation means suppose one process will execute, okay, but ये for maybe 1 day 2 day we will wait, but not indefinite time के लिए. ऐसा केस नहीं अराइज होगा कभी कि indefinite टाइम के लिए वो वेट कर रहे हैं नेक्स्ट another process. So it does not lead to starvation problem. That's why it is called, ये इसका एडवांटेज है. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि एक प्रोसेस वेट कर रहा है कोई इंडेफिनाइट टाइम के लिए, वो वेट उसको मौका ही नहीं मिल रहा है, ऐसा केस विल ये नहीं आएगा. That's why it does not lead to starvation. Okay, now clear?
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि यहाँ पे सपोज n नंबर ऑफ प्रोसेस है, ठीक है, वन प्रोसेस इज एग्जीक्यूटिंग, एक प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूट हुआ एंड अनदर प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूट. ऐसा कभी नहीं हो कि जो फिफ्थ नंबर प्रोसेस है उनको कभी चांस ही नहीं मिला, क्योंकि वो ऐसा नहीं कि प्रोसेस ऐसा एक प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है इंडेफिनाइट टाइम के लिए हो रहा है, वो कभी खत्म ही नहीं होगा, ऐसा केस तो नहीं होगा. तो इस प्रोसेस में ऐसा नहीं होगा, फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व. ठीक, यही है. लेकिन कॉन्वॉय इफेक्ट क्या है? क्लियर हुआ कॉन्वॉय इफेक्ट?
Yes, sir.
ओके, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कॉन्वॉय इफेक्ट. ठीक है, ये गेट एग्जाम में जनरली पूछा जाता है, इस तरह एग्जाम में कॉन्वॉय इफेक्ट किस में होता है, कौन सा सीपीयू शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिथम में, या फिर क्या है कॉन्वॉय इफेक्ट. ओके, so now if we'll take one example, then I think concept will clear. So first of all we'll take general example, and what actually we'll calculate here ना, यहाँ पे जो कैलकुलेट करते हैं एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम और एवरेज टर्न अराउंड टाइम, तो ये गिवन होता है जनरली. तो एग्जाम में process ID is given, suppose n5 process are there, arrival time is given, and burst time is also given. So arrival time is clear, वो कितना मतलब किस टाइम में रेडी स्टेट में आया है, बर्स्ट टाइम मीट वो एग्जीक्यूशन टाइम है उसका, बर्स्ट टाइम। ठीक है, हम एक दूसरा एग्जांपल लेते हैं। सपोज अराइवल टाइम इज 0, another process arrival time is 1, another process arrival time is 2, another process 3 and 4. Okay, so arrival time, so 5 processes are there, arrival time is this. Now burst time is, burst time क्या है ना, 4 3 suppose 1 then 2 then 5, एक एग्जांपल लिया हम। ठीक, so 5 processes are there, arrival time and burst time are given below. Now, so CPU scheduling policy, so FCS, so calculate the average waiting time and average turnaround time. ये हम लोग को कैलकुलेट करना है, एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम और दिस वन। तो तीनों का डेफिनेशन इज क्लियर है। नाउ बर्स्ट टाइम मीन्स, बर्स्ट टाइम क्या है?
Running state.
व्हाट इज बर्स्ट टाइम? व्हाट इज बर्स्ट टाइम? एनीवन? बर्स्ट टाइम क्या है?
So the time taken in running state.
एक प्रोसेस को एग्जीक्यूट होने में कितना टाइम लगेगा, दैट इज बर्स्ट टाइम। सपोज P1 प्रोसेस इज देयर, तो इसका जो एग्जीक्यूशन टाइम लगेगा कितना है ना, 4 मिली सेकेंड में भी। ठीक, तो यहाँ पे डेफिनेशन इज क्लियर। Again, let's see. Burst time is the amount of time required by a process for executing on a CPU, and it is also called execution time or running time. So burst time is the amount of time required by a process for executing on CPU. ठीक है। Now another is the completion time. Completion time यहाँ पे सपोज हम लोग कैलकुलेट करेंगे। completion time, completion CT completion time. Another one is turnaround time, turn around time. Another one is waiting time, waiting time. So we'll calculate here. तो completion time क्या होगा? Completion time wait 1 2 3 4 5 processes are there. Okay, so first of all P1 process, P1, then P2 process, then P3, then P4, then P5. Okay, so ये process. So now P1 process arrives at 0. P1 process कब आया ना 0 मिली सेकेंड में P1 प्रोसेस आया और कब कंप्लीट हो रहा है P1
4.
प्रोसेस 4. यस यहाँ पे जब 0 मिली सेकेंड 0 तब ये यहाँ पे पहुंच गया और 4 मिली सेकेंड कितना टाइम लिया 4 ये कंप्लीशन होने का कितना दिया टाइम ना 4 यहाँ पे 4 ठीक है ना 4 अब नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस अब देखो यहाँ पे नाउ so now all processor within the ready queue because 4 millisecond now after 1 millisecond P2 process will arrive after 2 millisecond P3 after 3 millisecond P4 process will arrive and a P5 4 so now within the ready queue 4 processors there P2 P3 P4 and P5 and P1 process is execute and after 4 millisecond ये complete होगा now another process will execute so another process which process na first comes so next which process will come arrive na P2 process so P2 process will execute so P2 process will execute and P2 process will take कितना टाइम लेगा वो
3 time.
3
So
that means
7.
7 ओके तो इसका जो कंप्लीशन टाइम होगा ये 7 ओके नाउ another process so another process means P3 so P3 how much time 1 so 1 means here 7 that means यहाँ पे after 1 millisecond P3 process will complete so that means 8 now P4 process how much time 2 millisecond so 2 millisecond 2 means 10 okay and another last one is P5 15 so now we can write here so completion time means 4 after 7 millisecond P2 process will complete then after 8 then 10 then 15 okay this one is clear to everyone is clear कैसे completion time calculate
Yes, sir.
okay now turnaround time so turnaround time means if you remember the formula turnaround time means completion time minus
Burst time plus waiting time.
yes completion time minus arrival time ये भी एक फॉर्मूला था arrival time yes और no और एक फॉर्मूला है इसका टर्न अराउंड टाइम प्लस हाँ ये इसका फॉर्मूला है टर्न अराउंड टाइम एक है वेटिंग टाइम प्लस बर्स्ट टाइम
Sir,
यस टर्न
सारे
अराउंड
प्रोसेसर्स तो इंडिविजुअली कंप्लीट होंगे
इंडिविजुअल कंप्लीट होंगे लेकिन टाइम कितना लगेगा आपको
तो हर इंडिविजुअली कंप्लीट होगा तो वो इंडिविजुअल टाइम ना हम लोग लेंगे कब वो स्टार्ट हो रहा है कब वो एंड हो रहा है लाइक हम लोग ऊपर से जोड़ते जा रहे हैं मतलब 4 लिए उसके बाद 4+3 किए मतलब ऊपर वाले का भी बर्स्ट टाइम ले रहे हैं
ऊपर वालों
लेकिन
का
ईच
बर्स्ट टाइम
प्रोसेस का तो
मतलब यहाँ पे आपको n नंबर ऑफ प्रोसेस है ओके so n number of process arrival time is given okay and individual process will take इतना time. ठीक है, suppose P1 process will take 4 millisecond, P2 3 millisecond, P3 1 millisecond, and P2 P4 2 millisecond. But when process will execute, so n number of process are executing. ठीक है, so P1 process will take 4 millisecond, but after 4 millisecond, P2 process will get the chance. Okay, so that means after 7 millisecond, P2 process will complete because n number of processes are there. Na? So here 5 processes are there. So that's why. Yes or no?
तो क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है.
क्लियर नहीं हुआ ना. हम बोल रहे हैं कि सपोज n number of 5 processors there, so arrival time is given 0 millisecond, 1 millisecond, 2 millisecond, 3 millisecond, and 5 millisecond. Okay, so
Yes.
0 millisecond, then first P1 process is, इसका burst time is given 4 millisecond, and P2 process will take 3 millisecond. Okay, so one process will execute. So after 4 millisecond, 4
The next
processors are
process
there
will occur.
within the ready queue. P2, P3, P4, 5, P5 processor within the ready queue. ठीक है,
Yes.
within the ready queue में है ये 4 process. अब which process will execute first will decide. Now our algorithm is fast come fast serve. So after 1 millisecond, P2 process is there. That means already arrived in the ready queue. So that process will execute. Yes or no? So it
Yes,
will
sir.
take 3.
Yes.
तो इसका बर्स्ट टाइम क्या है 3 है, लेकिन फास्ट प्रोसेस तो 4 मिलीसेकंड वो ऑलरेडी हुआ, उसके बाद ही तो ये एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है ना.
हाँ सर.
कि हम लोग का सिस्टम में
आगे.
5 प्रोसेस ऑलरेडी आ चुका है विद इन द रेडी क्यू. ठीक है, अब हमें कैलकुलेट करना है कि नाउ एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम. ठीक है, नाउ यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम because CP scheduling algorithm policy calculate the average waiting time and average turnaround time. So individual will calculate. So ये process how much time it will take, that is completion time. So completion time is 7, 8, 10 and 15. Now we'll calculate turnaround time. So turnaround time means completion time minus arrival time. So completion time minus arrival time. So completion time 4 minus 0, that means 4. Next 7 minus 1, 6. Next 8 minus 2, 6. Then 10 minus 3 means 7. And this 15 minus 4, this one is a 11. So now turnaround time. So turnaround time is this. Now we'll calculate waiting time. So turnaround time means turnaround time क्या है ना, waiting time plus burst time. So now waiting time is turnaround time minus burst time. Waiting time means turnaround time minus burst time. Turnaround time minus burst time. Yes. Turnaround time minus burst time. So now turnaround time is 4 minus 4, that means 0. Next turnaround time 6 and burst time is 3. So that means 3. Next one turnaround time is 6 minus 1, that means 5. Next 7 minus 2 means 5. And next ये होगा आपका 6. Okay, now we'll calculate average waiting time. So average waiting time is, now we can calculate here average waiting time. So average waiting time So average waiting time means 0 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 6, number of process 5 process divided by 5. So then we calculate 3 plus 5 8 plus 5 8 plus 5 13 और 6, that means यहाँ पे कितना हो जाएगा एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम
19 divided by 5.
19 डिवाइडेड बाई 5. तो ये हम लोग का 19 डिवाइडेड बाई 5. ठीक है, तो टाइम हो जा रहा है, यहीं पे हम क्लास को खत्म करते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्लास विल सॉल्व और भी प्रॉब्लम एवरेज वेटिंग टाइम और टर्न अराउंड टाइम. सो नाउ हियर विल बाइंड अप द क्लास and next class will again some another example will take and I'll explain different problem will take and I will explain through first come first policy, another shortage of first or any other round robin. So all the problem will discuss. Okay, so next class will discuss